3, 2, 1. It's Mac and Meeka live. Make some noise. What's good, family? How y'all been?
What's good?
Chilling.
We good?
I'm real happy.
You probably wanna hold it.
Now.
Yeah, let's get it poppin'. We got a special guest in here, Lyriq Tye. We're gonna have Mac introduce her.
And that's who we was listening to as we came in for our intro was Lyriq Tye.
My favorite song by her.
Has a song right now on the RMG compilation, and her song is called Hide. So Lyriq Tye, I've known Lyriq Tye for a few years now, and
You've been hiding her though.
She's been doing music. You write? She writes, she sings. And as you can tell, it's a great melody. So Lyriq Tye, tell us more about yourself.
Well, as you said, I write and I sing. Like I started off writing. Well, I actually started off in the girls' group. I used to work with a disco Rick.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I was in the girls' group when I was like 13 years old.
And y'all were like singing and dancing and stuff?
Yeah. The whole
Dang.
night. Yeah.
I ain't never know that.
Yeah, I started out with disco Rick and a lady by the name of Betty Watson.
Oh, okay. We gonna get you some cognac or something brown, because the more you drink, the more you gonna loosen up.
For sure.
And share some things with.
Now we're my business.
Huh?
My business.
Not really. Whatever you feel like you want to open up and discuss though. You can learn a little bit more about Lyriq Tye. That's how you connect with people.
For sure.
You have a dope song with Boy Greasy.
Yeah.
This is my favorite though, Hide. And you have Mind Your Business. I was listening to that and I was like, yo, your shit is hot. Like for real. I haven't even heard it. So now,
I ain't heard nothing.
that's what I like to hear. That's what I'm talking about. So I need to know though. I know artists are always influenced by their life and they just take a lot of stuff. So Hide. Give me the backstory, please. Give me the backstory because
it has anything to do with me.
Listen.
Right. No.
Yeah. I think you could take that anyway from a same-sex relationship or a heterosexual relationship. Sure. There's times when people you want to be out there with them, and they're like, chill.
Like,
chill.
listen, now we're working on the treatment for the video, and there's
I can't
so
wait to
many
see this.
different
angles.
aspects of hiding. You know what
exactly.
I'm saying?
Like I ain't posting on my Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
We together, but we ain't that together.
I'm boss of that.
I'm a white guy, and my family don't want me dating somebody black.
Oh yeah,
So many
It's a lot of dimensions. Yeah.
Exactly.
You're right.
Yeah. So how it actually came from, like, I got a friend that's in the industry that we're in. You know what I'm saying? And they're in a situationship.
Situationship.
Wow.
Yeah, and they can't really
put it out there.
They aren't comfortable with putting it out there.
Oh, okay.
One of them isn't comfortable with it. So the other one is like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going through all of this stuff with you. And you're comfortable hiding, but I don't want to hide. You know what I'm saying? But I'll do it with you, type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy because I was listening to it a couple weeks ago, actually. I was listening to it, waiting for you to come on. I was like, damn, where has she been hiding for real? Because I hadn't heard it, and I hadn't heard the other song. But I'm glad I was introduced to your music because it's sick. But that song, like I said, I didn't even have to be in a gay relationship or anything like that. I was thinking about it like, damn, I was just having people saying like, why you don't post me and whatever.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
for sure.
A lot of people say
because
that.
I got kids. I don't just put my business out
Right.
there. It's not because I'm hiding. I don't do that.
KD, we got to remember that, man, for the treatment, man. That's a good idea.
Which part?
The
Like
hide,
me,
I
just
don't want to post.
It's not even. And I was just going, and I brought it to the show one day, and I was like, remember that was why I was talking about. I was like, when's the right time to be posting people?
Yeah.
Because they ask you like you're hiding. They make it a bigger deal than it is. Like IG is the last word, about anything. And I'm like, nah, that's just my life. Like, I just don't even do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? My IG is about my business and my kids. And
That's
it's like,
me. I just started putting a little bit of my relationship on there, and I'm like,
plus, I don't know how long you're gonna be around, bro.
Right. Don't want to keep posting different people. Like, but damn,
Look,
2 months ago was this person, now
last week, I'm just,
this.
you know.
You gotta make sure.
Word. I think everybody could relate to that. So,
for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
a
why I was
universal
like,
concept,
damn.
man.
That's why I was saying about it. I was like, damn. Anybody, I was like, I couldn't wait for you to come on and just talk about it because it really is a universal topic. Yeah. And I think anybody can relate to that song. So that song to me was
So I feel like you can make the visual real dope with all those different concepts of just, hiding relationships, whether it's religion based, whether it's race based, all that type of things,
It's so many things that like we're gonna talk about because we're actually shooting a video next week sometime.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we did.
Just getting
We
into
in the background.
the treatment and making sure that we touch more than just
Yeah.
the homosexual, because everybody thinks that.
Yeah, that's what
it's
they
not
would
just
think.
about- come on, man.
And
Like,
that's what I was saying.
you got people that's hiding their side pieces. You know what
That was
That's true.
Don't I know?
Dead.
Don't I know?
I mean,
For real.
Yeah.
so it's gonna work out.
Well, I kind of missed the beginning. Like, I didn't catch you on how you actually got a chance to sign with Trina's label. And we've been listening to your single, and it's amazing, of course. And do you consider yourself an independent artist still, meaning that you now signed to Trina?
I mean, independent in the sense that I'm my own creator. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Do I rep RMG? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like Trina, I'm bumping with her 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Like I appreciate her as a human being. You know what I'm saying? I've been working with her for years. From the No More joint that she did with K Michelle. Like I wrote the hook for that.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Can I with her?
So you're
Maya.
a real creative. Like you are like real. You write,
Yeah.
right. Like as people say now.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Can I with her and Maya? I also did that one.
And you also, I saw you in the studio, the Ball Breezy. How did the whole situation, your relationship with Ball Breezy come up?
I mean, we all from Miami, so the circle's pretty tight. Like they know who's who here. You know what I'm saying? KD had some type of
Shout out
Shout out to KD.
Shout out to KD. She called me in the middle of the night and was like, "Hey, Ball Breezy wants you in the studio." And it was after they had did the Redemption joint. Like I was in the studio and I was just vibing, and I think he just liked the way that I was like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they called her. I think Byron called her and said, Ball Breezy wants her in the studio, and I jumped up. I'm like, all right.
That's good.
First thing smoking.
Get there, and in like 45 minutes, man, it
Word.
just happened. He like,
That's what it
boy,
took? 45?
something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And
Take
he was
those
just like, man,
opportunities.
that's what I'm talking about, Lyriq. Boy, another one keep nigga out the projects. I'm like, he ain't been in the projects for a long time. I hear you. I just appreciate the way Ball Breezy worked, though. Like,
Damn.
He has great work ethic.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
He's
I
a
don't know
creative
him
also.
personally, but
Oh, okay.
I like him as an artist, though. So
Yeah.
definitely. So
No,
I
he's
was
definitely
happy to see that you collab with him.
he's been on his grind down here for a while,
Grind.
and he's been consistent, and he's always stayed to his lane of type of music he likes to create, and he's never like tried to change to fit in with other people. He's always stayed with
Yeah,
what
he
he
gonna-
does.
I mean, you can see that in the music
and,
though too. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people try to sound like other
Yeah,
people, and that's why I like you, because I don't feel like you sound like anybody else. Like you sound like Lyriq Tye, so if I turn it on, I'll be like, oh, I know who that is right away,
right.
instead of it sounding like a bunch
And I
of people.
appreciate that too, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
but that's good, and I appreciate it because I'm glad you have artists who are still, want to be themselves and not try to fit in and sound like what the masses are trying to
and
sound
at this
like.
point, I gotta be myself. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't really.
I feel like it's easier to be
Nobody
yourself.
else, yeah. Nobody else wants to be.
It's really hard to try to be somebody else. Man.
Right.
I've tried to do it. You know what I'm saying? When I was with the girls group, they want to dress you like, with the girly
God.
clothes and the makeup, and you gotta do a certain this, and I'm just like, bruh. Like,
So how old were y'all when y'all were doing that, the girls group?
about 13 years.
Oh,
old.
okay.
Wow. So you've been
Yeah,
in
I was
it.
about
Like,
13.
Oh, it's okay. You've been in this for a minute.
A little over 20 years.
Okay. So
you a child star. You like like one of them, like a child star.
I mean, our version of,
right,
Exactly.
how it is down here.
exactly.
Yeah.
Let me not see you on cocaine or nothing strung out later though.
what?
'Cause these child
Them real
stars be
drugs.
fucked up. No, for real, they be getting like
Listen.
crazy. So I mean,
Them real
So-
drugs.
I got high hopes.
Are you a sports fan at all?
Man, I played basketball all through high school. and
Okay.
a
Okay.
little bit, yeah.
All right, so you familiar
position?
with Mac and the whole.
Oh, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
You familiar with his whole
shooter.
NFL
Okay.
and you familiar with his history, right?
Yeah.
Like you know how many friends he got. You know he's the man.
Yeah.
So as far as being here in Miami, like what was it been like? Were you a Dolphins fan growing up?
I don't like football.
Okay, so
We just said I'm just playing.
well, so we have the Dolphins. They just traded Ryan Tannehill. That's why I'm getting at. We have a new quarterback.
Trying to segue.
Listen, y'all
Yeah.
don't do this to me. 'Cause I don't know who that is, and I don't want to feel no kind of way.
like,
No,
Ryan
because
who?
And it ain't for no reason. I've never been able.
No, I'm
like
a
my
basketball
brothers,
head
both
too,
of my
but,
brothers
you know.
played. One of my brothers played for Arizona. Like both of my brothers played football. Like Carol City. Like we were in sports. Period.
Okay.
I just don't know nothing about football.
Football is a little harder because like a lot of people ask me about football. And
It's a lot to
It's a whole bunch of
follow.
little like breaking down to get to one place. Like, you know what I mean? It's a whole
Well, you
bunch of
know,
little
you
things.
ain't been missing nothing. We had a pretend quarterback
There
for
it
about
is.
I don't know how many years, 7 or 8 years.
Pretend though.
he was a backup of a backup.
Wait till he get a hold of you.
Yeah, well, anyway.
Did you say a backup of
Exactly.
Yeah, the backup of a backup. I lost a lot of money, so I'm bitter.
Oh.
you know.
Oh, okay.
And he's doing
Fantasy
apparently.
Say that.
We do have a
Loser over
Nashville.
here.
We have a Nashville native in here. Are you happy at all that you're getting Ryan Tannehill?
I heard you talking about Tennessee Titans. I was like, oh, here we go.
Oh,
Somebody's phone.
that was me. My bad.
The official statement is we do not adhere to the trade. We want to trade somebody else. We want Colin Kaepernick. So the black delegation of Tennessee wants Colin Kaepernick.
Okay,
So
he's
you
a
are-
spokesman.
I know who that is.
He just hit it on the head. Now, if we could get Colin,
I know who that brother is.
Matt,
He talking for Tennessee.
No.
He's not talking for
Hey,
you.
F-
He's
He's
not
talking
talking
for
about
F the
Miami.
Titans.
No, he's talking for the Titans. Let's
the
be
Dolphins
very
need
clear.
a quarterback. Hey,
He just said he's the spokesman.
you think Colin Kaepernick is in shape? You think he could come back and be in shape? He's been out of the league.
I mean, but I feel like he's been training still. I've seen
Yeah.
videos of him still training. He settled that lawsuit. So with that being settled, I don't know where his mindset is now because, I mean, you got a lump sum of money to just make this problem basically go away. So I'm not sure if he's still in the I want to go down here and compete or if I'm okay with, the settlement and I'm just
But
going about
if
my
he
life.
does come
Colin
back
probably
and
just
he takes
over
a knee
it with
again,
the
it's going to be
politics,
another problem.
man. He probably just don't even want to be
Like,
bothered
it's
with
gonna
it.
start all over again.
Here's
Come
my
back.
thing. Like we've been protesting. I think we talked
wouldn't
about
wanna
this
be
on our
bothered
first
with it.
show.
We did.
He got us out there on the front lines. We telling F the white man and all of this. At least I've been. I lost.
He
a couple
do, but
friends.
then also look at this. We don't know the details in the contract. They couldn't never tell us how much money they settled with him for, and then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, they might have told you, please just stray away from the NFL
Yeah.
because, like Meeka just said, you back out there now. It's like, are you going to kneel again and all this? Is it going to
Exactly,
cause the
because
whole thing all over again?
you wanna
So
stand
He's
strong
not
to
finna
your
stop
own,
kneeling
yeah.
just
Right.
because, y'all
Because you
did a
gave him some
contract.
money, yeah,
'Cause he
exactly.
gonna look like a sellout.
right.
My only issue with Colin is I need him to speak and let us know what's up. Like let us know how you feel, where you stand, and what we should do as black people.
Contractually or whatever. He
sure
probably
he
can't
can't
say it.
talk,
Lil. Help me out.
No, I'm saying
He probably couldn't say it like
he
based
can't
on the
get
contract.
on Instagram or Twitter or say, hey,
No.
man, everything's
Nah,
cool.
nah.
When you have a settlement, there's
Yeah,
certain
usually-
things that you have to abide
Yeah,
by.
they got
and
different clauses.
Yeah,
and all
usually
kinds
Yeah,
it's
he
like
can't
non-disclosure.
probably
You can't
say,
talk
like,
about
certain things.
or confidentiality. You
Yeah.
can't talk about the inner workings
so
of that.
it's just
and-
like, hey, I got my settlement.
especially if they got an NDA.
Yeah.
Especially for him because he doesn't want to seem like a sellout. Because even at the end of the day, him taking some kind of money, somebody who
Business.
the people who've been riding for him.
It
like,
is,
what
but it
the
is
fuck?
business because
Like,
listen, I was out of.
We've been riding
I could have
these, bro.
potentially made this money
While I was playing football.
while I was playing, but
Absolutely.
I got removed because of me taking the knee. So you're going to compensate me what I lost.
Hell yeah.
He
So
was
okay,
ostracized, and that's messed
so
up about it.
I mean,
So is it
we ain't mad at him for taking
the whole settlement?
I'm not mad.
Oh, I'm
You
not.
think the NFL is admitting wrong, right? By them
they
settling?
are by settling. Yes, I ain't gonna say
Anytime
anytime
somebody-
you settle. Sometimes it's cheaper to settle outside of court, but they didn't settle outside of court. They settled really in court.
Yeah.
But it was a better situation for them to just settle and put in there that you can't discuss like details. You know.
You can't.
I mean,
discuss-
most settlements come with an NDA
Yeah.
of some
Yeah.
sort, where we don't want you to discuss it
Exactly.
any further. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of let it breathe.
Yeah.
Walk away with your bag. Walk away.
Right.
It's funny. You,
Let us live.
Just
We want to
please.
make more money.
Well, that's the
because
perfect-
he cost them a lot of. I'm not him directly, but him starting the whole movement.
It did
cost
cost
a
a lot.
of money. I mean, people were canceling.
Ratings went down.
Ratings went down
Yeah.
a lot. You know, it was
That's
just
that
crazy.
black dollar. Why they
That's
playing.
right.
Acting
Yeah.
Like, you know.
We just have to realize how powerful it is because we're
sure.
the race who spends the most of the black dollar outside of our race.
1.5 trillion.
Trillion.
bro.
Yes.
Yeah, so
I just
people have
heard
to
that
realize
today.
how
I was like,
powerful it is.
damn.
you just
I
talked
be on the
about.
black. I'm on the black economics.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Well, you talked about a non-disclosure agreement. You know, they have the HBO documentary on Michael Jackson, and all of a sudden, the people that signed the non-disclosure or the guy that Wade Robertson, he's coming back 20 years from now.
Bro, we don't
Without-
want to hear nothing about Michael.
Word.
I don't
Word.
either.
I don't
It's like
either.
the man
Nah.
been
Michael is innocent.
laid to
Yeah.
rest 10 years ago.
Michael
Thank
is
you.
innocent.
Say it one more time.
There we go.
Right.
For the people that didn't hear you in the back.
Proven innocent. They done
Thank
did
you.
all like
Thank
he
you.
is not
Corey
okay in
Feldman.
this case.
Corey Feldman keeps coming and telling y'all the only people who want to do these interviews is the people who ain't got
Ain't got
nothing
shit
going
going
on.
on.
Yeah.
Everybody else who
Anita
been to the
Dowling,
house.
But
exactly.
you know what? We saying that, but we got Oprah with her real.
That's
black
what.
ass.
Oh man,
Right.
you just
You know what I'm
you
saying?
just took the
Indulging
words
in
out of my
foolishness,
mouth.
saying,
That's where I'm going with
we
this.
about to mute her ass too.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
You know what
so.
I'm saying? I'm mad with Oprah.
I
am
feel like
too.
people act like they scared of mute Oprah though because I feel like she's
I ain't
employing
scared
too
of
many
me.
people.
Hey, listen,
Well,
she ain't
yeah.
employing me.
At all.
True.
Let
She
me
ain't
tell
doing
you.
nothing for me.
Let me tell you. I agree with what you said 100% because if it had been new allegations or new allegers or whatever, people saying something, I might have been ready to hear Oprah, maybe, but nah. Like how you
The
gonna take
only
people that
thing that
already
she can
said
say
no,
right now
he did
is-
nothing, and come and have a discussion with them? Like nah,
You shouldn't even allow that on your
Exactly.
show. The
Right.
only thing that she can say right now is that, you know, so far as journalism, she has like a
She didn't
duty,
need it though. She didn't need
saying
this.
that
She
she
didn't
has
need
a
it.
duty.
There was
to-
no reason for her. She's
No
Oprah. There's no
reason.
reason.
And
I'm with that.
Stay with Ohm. Stay
Like
with
Mike
the have
had
and have
her,
not.
Mike had her all
Go
in
to a-
Neverland. Like Mike had Oprah.
It irks the shit.
He gave
That-
to
that
her
Black
Oprah
love
irks
But
version.
me.
that's the
That irks
difference
me.
when people are worried about the money over integrity. Just
Yeah.
like when you had Steve Harvey and Monique was
Yeah,
saying
but what
integrity.
Money, what money do Oprah need?
She's trying to get rated. People are greedy. So she might feel like she might have a goal where I'm a billionaire, whatever.
know what?
I want to
I will
have
say
2
this.
billion.
No,
so
I will
people
say that we don't
think
know
like
how
that.
her shows on OWN are doing.
I'ma be real
We
with
don't
you.
know how the shows are on OWN are doing. I know the have and have nots probably do well.
Man, I think it's
but
an
what about Black
agenda,
Love?
man.
What about Love and Marriage? Like them shows probably not doing great.
There's an agenda, bro. There's an agenda.
There we go.
And
That's
don't
where I'm
know
going
what
with
it
this.
is. You know what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
the elitists. We don't know what
Right.
that back play is like, man. And I really don't care for anybody who's playing into that, especially with you being a black woman.
Yeah.
Knowing that a lot of us look to
Yeah.
you.
After the Bill Cosby situation.
That broke my heart.
That
That,
ain't
don't let's not even go
fun.
Yeah.
there.
What are you gonna do?
Where
You
my
gonna bring
shades
him
at?
back
This-
and put him through trial? Come
They
on,
did my
stop that.
boy.
Right.
I don't feel like she should have did that to him.
Man, we don't
Not so
know.
far as I
Look,
can
I don't know
remember.
what the rich folks get together in the room
Yeah,
and
man.
talk about. But Oprah should not have been there. That's all I know. I respect Oprah. I still respect Oprah because she's done so much for the black community. But it just leaves me questioning why now Oprah?
She's done a lot for
We know
Africa.
it's.
I don't know what she's done.
Listen,
here in the
we don't
States.
even know about that, man, because they got all of this Pizzagate scandal. They got 2 sex scandals that done happened in her school. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if she's
See?
selling them damn kids, man. We don't
Yeah.
know.
No, Oprah's not selling. She's
Listen,
not.
I don't
Listen,
know.
you never know what the hell people got going on.
We don't know.
Listen,
Once
I
they
would hope-
clock
I
out
would
off
hope
of-
not. I would hope not. Let's
It
just say I would hope
get
not.
deep.
John, I hear you. I would hope not.
After
But
doing something like this,
I'm mad at
After
Oprah,
the
but
mic
I ain't
thing-
gonna accuse her of pimping now.
I'll accuse her of turning her
She pimping
head.
us.
damn,
I'll accuse her of
Oprah.
turning her head,
Damn, Oprah's a pimp.
turning her head, and knowing that stuff is going on.
Yeah.
And not being like the voice like how LeBron uses his platform to kind of
Yeah,
lift us
embrace.
up and all that, embrace
Yeah.
people, and it's like you're just sitting there, Oprah. Come on, like you have a lot of power.
I just think there was no need.
Help
for her
us
to
out,
even
like
do
you
that.
don't be
There's
over
no
here
point.
chummy with everybody.
I'm sitting here trying to figure out, like, even now, why did you do that?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
trying to. I didn't come up
What
with
in the what could she say was the reason for her doing that?
Yeah.
And the FBI cleared Mike.
Girl, we
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
girl, we love Mike. You
Yeah.
understand?
Exactly.
So why are we
Oh,
digging back up?
I'm from Gary, Indiana.
you know
by
what's-
the way, I just had to. Yeah,
Oh, where they
that's
grew
all
up.
I had. Mike is all I
So
had
that
growing
hit you.
up. Yeah, it hit me because I haven't posted. I've been
Well, I
ignoring
don't
it.
think I ever met nobody from Gary.
Yeah, I'm from Gary, Indiana. man.
Right.
I don't think anybody ever met anybody from
But you
here.
know they
I ain't gonna rob you. Don't worry about it.
I ain't gonna lie.
remember we were told yesterday
How the hell you
that.
get here? What?
I ain't gonna
That's
rob
what
you.
I'm saying.
But wait, listen.
Stop.
Remember yesterday we were told that you can't even perform Michael's songs out of the country in some places. Remember we were told that
okay,
at Bible study
I think
yesterday.
I got that after that.
Oh, okay.
Well, they say Drake took him
Yeah.
off the playlist.
I think that was whack too.
Drake did take it. I heard. I
was
read
whack.
that too.
I
But
think
it's
that
like
was
you can't perform. We were somewhere and somebody was an artist, and they can't perform. When they
Most
go
of
out of
them
the
are
country, they can't
claiming-
perform his songs.
Most of them
anymore
are
because-
claiming that they have to do it per their audience. It's not because they
Oh,
want
okay.
to do it, but because the audience is demanding that they do it.
Yeah.
And even the audience demanding it's like,
But
if
let
y'all
me ask
gonna
you,
do that, then
Who get how?
aren't you
who give a
silencing
damn?
the artist
what's
at
up
that
that
point?
Catholic church?
That okay?
Oh.
There we go.
Like, if you gonna do that to Mike, what y'all gonna do with the Catholic church?
Word, because I was raised in it.
You feel me? Are y'all gonna
Oh
not be
well, we don't have enough
I see
room,
everybody
and
still
we
in
don't have
church.
enough room or jails to jail all the Catholic priests.
Listen,
But all that gets
I'm
swiped under the
saying
rug.
is, are you gonna mute the priest?
Nah, they're not doing that.
That's all I'm saying. You don't know which one of those are.
Yeah, they got big lawyers at the
Yeah,
Vatican. We don't know what they're doing over there. at
Big
the
lawyers don't make things right.
You're right,
feel
but
me?
it
I
make
saw
it
one
make it
cardinal.
go away.
That's
They
real.
they
I
been
saw
quiet.
one cardinal
Right.
was finally sentenced to some 60-something years or something like that this
Who's
week.
that?
They 60
I
years,
know
shit. They
somebody.
be already like
But he
80.
already old, like he
Right.
already old.
that?
So it's like a Bill Cosby.
One
that
of the
he about to-
Cardinals
it's
that
like
got
messed up.
some-
A cardinal I just saw on Baller Alert that they were
I mean, well,
sentenced. So finally
that's-
somebody
I'm fine with
was-
that.
Yeah, somebody.
I am
was-
too.
But that's
Fine with
one
that.
of I know.
Yeah, we call
hundreds.
1 out of 1,000. We
Yeah.
got-
Ain't no, listen, ain't no telling how many little boys he done touched and helped
Yeah.
get to
And some of the nuns.
that.
Damn.
I read that too for some of the nuns. Yeah, it'd be the nuns too.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, man. You know,
Yeah, that stuff creeps me out. Bro.
I mean, you know, you look if you
I'm like, damn.
Hey, first of all, I didn't think at that age they still be trying to have sex like that, but apparently.
Listen, I went to Catholic school and I ain't see them really doing that, but I definitely seen them trying to spank the hell out of us. Like,
they wasn't
had
finna let you
paddles and
see
shit.
it
They was
anyway.
just angry. I
They
guess the
wasn't
no
finna let
sex
you
shit.
see
They
it.
was
They was trying to
angry.
dominatrix
They was mad
stuff.
as hell all the time. I was like, damn.
They wanted to
Sister
beat you.
Fran.
They wanted to
no,
beat you. They
Sister
didn't-
Francesca, stop. Like,
They wanted to beat you. There's in dominatrix.
You ain't no little boy anyway. They wasn't finna let you see
Maybe
the
that's
good
why.
stuff
No.
anyway.
But they definitely was. I was like, damn, Sister Mary, stop.
Sister
Like,
Mary Clarence.
Yeah. I had white nuns. They wasn't Mary Clarence, but
You know, it's all Sister Act.
I know.
well locally, Mac, you had sent me a story locally about a black woman.
Did y'all see this?
Yeah, police
Yeah, the
officer
police
The police down here?
My family was
dragged
just talking about
a
that.
young lady.
Shot her
With
7
with the young
times.
girl.
No.
No.
Okay, we'll talk about that one too.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
The
when
one
you
in the
ran.
car
Yeah.
with the car. Okay, so
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, I
we
didn't
have
see that
That's
one.
a
Just
different
talking
one.
Yeah, we
That's
have
from,
a,
like,
we have a
last
tragedy where a African American young lady was shot to death, and then we also have another incident where Max sent me where
They pulled out a gun on two African American
girls,
females.
Yeah.
But they had her on the ground for no
For
reason.
what,
She was
though?
trying to.
All right, so explain the story
kids.
then, or I can explain it.
Go ahead. You
You
So
explain
basically,
it.
from what I seen was it was two females. I don't know. Somebody called the police, and the guy called them hookers or hoes or something like that, and then they called him a faggot, and then it went back and forth, and he pulled a gun out on them, and he pulled a shotgun out on them.
Not the police. This
Not
is
the
just
police.
the
This is the
person.
person. So apparently somebody called the police. So when the police got there, the body cam is on, and they're talking to the young ladies, and then the police is like, "You called him a fag?" And she said, "Yes." After he called us hookers and hoes, I felt like I'm going to say something back. So they said, and after he did that, after we said something back, he pulled out a shotgun and was like, "I'll shoot you." And it was two girls. One girl was like, she just came over there to. She didn't say anything.
Yeah.
She was just there, and he was like, "I'll shoot you." She said, "Shoot me." I just was standing
Yeah,
here.
exactly. I don't
But
have nothing to do with it.
when the police was asking them questions, you know, the girls just got a gun pulled out on them, and they weren't really being too extra. They were just saying, like, you know, tell them what happened. And she's like, "I don't understand why you're not getting it. Like, I'm just explaining."
They were
it's
angry.
a little,
they were high strung, but they
yeah, a
weren't, they
little
weren't yelling.
excited
They were
about
just
it, but they
excited.
weren't yelling at all.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, you need to calm down." And then it turned into like him as they're explaining. The one girl's like, "I have to get to my kid. Like I have to use the phone. My phone is on." Like, he threw her on the ground and like locked her up and all that stuff. Like, now she became the person who got arrested.
Crazy.
Like, threw her on the ground.
She's like, I'm not even yelling.
She's
I'm
like, I'm not
talking
even.
to this
And,
female
and like when you
officer
watch the video, she wasn't doing nothing.
at
Like
all. I
she
hope
wasn't out of
gets
line.
Mad money.
You know when somebody's like, she's talking about how he put the gun in her face, you get a little
Yeah.
hype, like a little adrenaline, like.
And she
That's what
told
she
that.
did, but then she calmed back down, and he's like, "You got hype again." It's like, what do you mean? And then she's
She
like,
was
"Listen,
not-
don't
yeah.
touch me, don't touch me." He threw her on the ground, man. He got suspended. But I feel like suspending people like that is not
yeah.
enough. Like, you
It's
need to
not.
be fired. You need to be terminated. Like, it's no
No, he needs to be on
suspending you
trial
because
for
you're going to come back. You're going to feel like you can do it again. It's just what happened. Turn the body cam off or whatever.
He needs to be on
like,
trial for
stop.
assault.
Feel like you can violate people.
Yeah.
Have y'all
Assault. He
seen
assaulted that
the
lady.
Finding Justice documentary? Have y'all been
Nah.
following that?
Is it
Finding
on Netflix
justice.
or something?
Finding Justice, like with T.I. and like
Nice, yeah.
Phil.
Where's it at? Oh, it's on BET.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, in the different cities like St. Louis and like all that. I seen the commercial. I didn't know it
Talking
actually
about,
came
like,
on.
Stand your ground. Law
Yeah.
and stuff
I hate
like that.
that
Like,
one,
did
yeah.
this guy have a right to bear arms? Like,
Right.
did he have a concealed firearm permit? You
Well,
what
we
I'm
don't
saying?
know,
Like,
but he
what's
was here in
able to do?
Florida.
Bruh, like what they're talking about in the Finding Justice documentary is the Stand Your Ground law, which states that if you so much as fear that somebody is going to do something to you, you can shoot them.
Yeah.
You
No,
can
yeah.
literally. They were talking about how that doesn't
Prove nothing.
it doesn't benefit anybody but them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like most of us can't even carry for whatever
Right.
reason. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That shit does something to me. We went to the premiere. The whole time I'm in the premiere, like I'm getting teary eyed and shit. Like I'm just thinking about like us just having to deal with that kind of like. I don't even like talking about this right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you did that to a woman, like, especially when
They were
dude cops.
young mom.
You know
And it
what
was a
I'm
guy
saying?
cop.
I was
Guy cops.
I was
bro.
in Coral Springs. There's another video that happened about 2 or 3 months ago
At the
where
mall.
at the mall. I live
Yeah.
about 2 or 3 minutes from Coral Springs Mall.
Y'all don't be filling me in.
Oh,
And
this is a while. This before we even
yeah,
started
this was
the
a
show.
while back. And
It's a
I haven't
teenager.
been been driving in that area, like, but
I'm at Coral Springs all the time. So
I saw a
bugged me
video
out.
of a young of a 13-year-old young lady, but a Coral Springs cop, and this cop had to weigh like 200, 250, and the way he was
crazy.
holding her down,
Yeah, his
and the way
knee
he
in
was
her neck.
like the way he was handling her as if she was an animal, like she had no soul. You know what I mean? Like, it pissed me off so bad.
Right.
I drove.
And it's usually us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I know a couple
Yeah.
of
Majority of the time it's us.
cops. I know
Yeah.
a couple of Coral Spring cops, man. I went there, man, and I cursed their ass out. I'm like, how can y'all sit around on the force and let this happen? You may not
Black,
be
white, blue,
yeah,
or
you
whatever,
may
dog. Like,
not
how
be
could you let a
abusive
man do
yourself,
that to her?
but you're sitting back and you're watching and you're
Watching
letting
it
your
happen,
friends,
yeah.
your friends and your coworkers
Yeah.
get away with this. You know what I mean? To
Yeah,
me, I
it's like,
find that guilty.
step in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Step in and say something like how do you feel
You
like
become
you
an enabler when you don't tell somebody when they
sure.
fucked up, when they wrong. Yeah,
Right.
I just
and we
feel
live.
sure.
I mean, it's 2019, man. So it hurts to see young ladies have to
sure.
go through that. You know what I mean? Because it could be traumatic for the rest of her life.
And then it ain't even really much that the brothers can do, because now you're in fear of getting. I mean,
If I'm
Exactly.
I would have got shot.
half
Yeah.
of these brothers
Yeah.
don't even know that when they're in shock, when they're watching stuff like that all of that stuff is like ingrained from like slavery with
It
blood
is.
breaking and stuff
It-
like
it-
that.
it
One of the
is.
things that they used to like, they don't even know that they're like acting out of shit that they
Yeah.
had nothing to do
Because
with.
I don't know the lady.
You know what I'm
I got
saying?
3 kids. I ain't trying to lose my life. But if I saw that and I saw that man, the way he
Yeah.
treated that
It's
young lady,
crazy.
there's no way in the world I could have drove past there and kept going. I would have tried to get myself
Absolutely.
killed.
As a father,
but I
as a
would
parent.
have had
Did whatever I
To
could
say
do.
something.
to do something. I would have had to get up there, and I would have had to either get arrested or do something to take the pressure off of her, because it just hurt my heart when I
It was
saw that
crazy.
video.
Her
Yeah.
friends were screaming like, she's not doing anything.
Yeah.
She's you.
And you
Like,
talking
she's
about
already
a little
and she was
girl.
already handcuffed. That was crazy. They had the knee in the neck. It was just real crazy. But I see those things all the time. and
You
it
know,
grosses me
Mika,
out.
you know, you're a mother, and we were talking about last week. We had Tip Drill on, and she was very entertaining, and it was an interesting show. And she was talking about
I
how
saw
much
a bit of the
she,
show,
how much
Yeah.
she does for her son, and I mean,
Yeah, I
it brought
saw more of the emotional part of it. And
Yeah.
So about
like,
the
So
domestic,
over
yeah.
over the
I hope they don't have
weekend.
me on here crying and shit.
Nah, I
Yeah,
mean,
I know.
unless you want to.
It was 90% emotional, but
I'm
there
like,
was
man,
a 10%.
come on now. We don't.
No, it was not always
Like that.
emotional
It
at
wasn't
all.
the whole
That was
thing
like,
wasn't
Yeah.
emotional. Like we started off talking about her as a mom and just like
It was
really
amazing.
just
But
being
what
a
we
dope
got
ass-
out
And
of
she's
that
a great
is-
mom for
what we
what
got
I
said. Yeah.
what we got out of that as parents, we would practically do anything for our kids to make them succeed. And I saw a story, and I know y'all saw this. Wealthy parents, basically,
I seen it.
wealthy
You talking about
parents, actresses, coaches among those charged in massive college cheating admission scandal. Federal prosecutors.
But this is
say.
my thing. That knocked some of us out who actually had to go out and bust our ass to try to earn that shit, because y'all able to pay
Listen.
50
Bro,
grand, 500
I
grand.
just got into it with this little silly chick on IG about
Yeah.
it. Like, I wasn't even talking to her or anything. I'm like, oh, and so they're white and they have white privilege. So what's gonna happen now? That's basically all I said.
Nothing.
Oh, you're not gonna tell me that in the hood. No, what I said was that. Oh, so what they're basically doing is the same thing that people in the hood do. Whatever they need to do to get their kids a better life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's the
And
way
she
I
was
kind of
like,
saw
so
it too.
are you saying that people in the hood, I lived in the hood and people were actually honest people and da 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 da. I say, yeah, but like honest people buy food stamps, they buy clothes from
Right,
boosters.
right.
I was
That's
gonna say the same thing.
Right.
I'm not
that can
gonna
get
front.
your-
I said the same thing to myself.
Listen,
Man.
that's stuff that can get you
I ain't
locked
really
up.
like-
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
you're
You're not
thinking
even
about it.
thinking about
They're not
that.
ready for
I
you,
really
man.
wasn't- yeah.
They ain't ready
You're
for
not
you.
even thinking about that, but
Yeah, see,
honest
I know
people
what
that
I
go
was
to
thinking.
work,
I was
listen,
thinking
if I
that
could
too.
buy some clothes from the booster for my kids and
Hell
I ain't
yeah.
gotta like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go rob nobody, but I
Right.
will buy
But
some
yeah,
clothes
but
from the
yeah,
booster.
exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how
And that
honest
ain't-
people
But-
are thinking.
And I was
But
thinking
your
the
ass can go to
same
jail for that.
thing. I
Well, there was
thinking
an
the same
African American young lady. I don't know if you saw her. I don't
With
know her
the
name. She got
SATs.
arrested for using an address
Oh, not that one.
outside of her district. She
I
used-
remember that.
She
I
used
remember
the wrong
that.
address.
To get
So-
our kids into a better school.
Yeah, because if you think about it, as far
We
as
did that all
being
the
in the
time.
black community, they put
Like a
all the
lot of people do
resources
that.
in the white
It's not, that's
communities.
what's-
Right.
You know,
Check
all
up
the
on you.
tax dollars that we spend go to the better school.
For them to have STEM programs and things like that.
Absolutely,
Right.
because it has. If
So
you
she want her kid to go there, use a different address. That's okay.
All we need to do is watch and see what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Yeah.
And I just want to see, because the FBI, they look like they were very diligent about getting these people. I don't know for what reason.
Because they
but
want to make an
gathered-
example.
Listen,
Yeah.
they gathered a lot of information
They sure did.
on these
they
white
sure
people,
did.
because these is all white
I
people.
was surprised too.
Okay, a
was
couple of them
surprised,
live
too.
in Miami Beach.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, a couple of the people that's going down,
Yeah.
they right in Miami Beach.
Wow.
Yeah, it's always something. It makes me feel good. I'm kind of glad this happened because, you know, being in the sports world, I'm serious. It's always these scams about
Now they got
the
you.
athlete taking the money,
got you
or
too.
you know, the guy
That's
that
true.
from Arizona, DeAndre Aikens. I think last year his parents took $110,000. He got caught and ended up. Anyway, I love it when it's all like white people and academics or whatever.
Listen,
Right, had them
We're
signing up for like
hearing this
athletic
now.
scholarship
Oh,
they
yeah,
ain't
They
never
didn't even
did.
play. They didn't
yeah.
we're hearing this now, though.
But it been going on.
What
Yeah.
usually happens when it's them, though, is that in about a month from now, we won't hear shit else about it.
Well, that's
Most
still
of
gonna
them-
happen.
Most of them have paid their way out of it.
Yeah.
We won't hear nothing else about it, and we're gonna be so hung up on the fact that they even told us anything that we're not even worried about the outcome.
But it's gonna be something else now that's taking precedent over that.
absolutely. It's gonna
Where that's
be the
gonna be
same
like in the
thing,
rear
yeah.
view, like, oh, we
Yeah,
forgot
they're
all
gonna-
about it.
They're gonna be another NDA somewhere, someplace, another settlement. And that's
All of them paying their way out of it right now.
oh,
That lady from Full House.
Lori Loughlin.
Full House
what
Lil,
is she?
yeah.
She like what? You want
She
another
didn't even go-
500,000 to
Dude.
shut up?
She ain't
And then
even
her
go to
kids dropped
jail.
out of school. It's
She
like, y'all
paid-
mother staying there. She
Let me
She
tell
didn't
you
go to
something.
jail.
She paid $500,000
Yeah.
to get these kids into this school.
She ain't even go
gonna
to
pay you
jail.
$1 million to stay out. So
So-
she don't even.
Bro,
that ain't
all the
nothing
rest of them
happening.
went
And her
to
two
jail. They
daughters
had to
dropped
run
out.
She
Yeah,
didn't go.
yeah. She
Because,
said from the bullying.
I've been waiting all week to ask Mac this question because you play football and
Oh, gosh.
you got a scholarship, right?
Yeah.
So you bust your butt, you made it to the top, and this young lady and her parents just paid their way.
That's crazy.
So, but did you hear what
but
the
that
young
took
lady?
away from that took
She
two
didn't even want to
scholarships
go to
away.
school. She was like, you guys
I
know
hate
that
school.
hate
I don't even
school.
care about
I don't even
school.
care about
This
school.
this really sums up what
Just
we.
like,
This
Because
sums up.
that's the whole look for them. It's like, oh yes, my kids got
yo,
accepted
I
to
had
such
do
as
to get
on a
into
scholarship.
But at the end of the day, I was like, yo, shut up. Because it's like, damn, you already know you got your way.
But how the
paid.
kids feel? Like,
you
y'all know
supposed to
y'all
shut
didn't-
the fuck up. Like, just be quiet.
But how the kids feel though that they know they never played that sport, but
They
you
don't
got
Oh, I
to
tell you, here's
They
what
don't
she
care.
said. Here's my point. What I'm making. The young lady said she only really wanted to go to college to enjoy the sporting activities and the camaraderie, right?
Okay.
And the party. So
She
the
didn't
athletic
care.
programs make the world go round. And I've been saying this all along. You know how they say, oh, they're getting the athletes, they're getting a scholarship, blah, blah. Even if you don't play sports, it's all about the parties and being able to have something
True.
to cheer about years from now.
But they took two scholarships away from people
They
who were
did.
trying to
Yeah.
earn them.
And they
You know what I'm
never
saying?
even went
Yeah.
and played.
Because you only
That's
have a
the
certain amount of
crazy thing about
scholarships
it.
for each
Tell you
sport. So that's
something.
messed
You know
up.
that they never
My
even went
freshman
and played.
year
So
in
that's
college,
the
though.
crazier part about it.
And by the way,
I
I've been
couldn't
busting my ass with my
focus on
son
the
on the
damn
on the,
parties.
on the travel team.
No parties. I ain't do no parties.
I didn't even know. I
I
didn't
ain't
even.
gonna lie, my
I didn't know
first
you could get a
semester I
crew
did. I was
scholarship.
like, oh.
I didn't even know they had money.
We had a
Basketball
crew
camp.
team.
Basketball camp between camp,
Yeah.
a full load, labs on the weekends. I didn't have time for no damn parties.
Yeah.
I
See?
did, but I wasn't an athlete. So.
Because it's a full-time job, and they should pay. That's a whole different. I have this idea. I think I'm gonna solve it. That nobody will listen to me. I have the idea on how to pay the players, and also be able to keep them like semi, because they are professional people. Most
You
people
mean
don't.
the college
they're
players?
yeah, college players. They're
Oh, they get
semi-pro.
paid.
Like, I think we should create a system based on your athletic ability. If you're good, you get a certain amount. If you're a role player, you get there's tiers or whatever. Because let's just face it, somebody that's a top athlete or a big a number one recruit or whatever, he shouldn't be getting the same amount as somebody like myself who would be just sitting the bench if I was on the team. You know what I mean?
No, like a number one recruit don't always be a number one player either.
Yeah, but he
You
has
have
the
number of
potential.
recruits that
You
come in.
go off
I
of
was
what
kind
he
of
is
gonna
right
say
now.
that, like,
Yeah, so it
happens all the time.
just really just depends on, I guess, like what you done on the field.
Yeah.
And
Would you think
On the
college?
court, yeah.
You think college
Your
players should get
stats,
paid?
I feel like they should get something. Like when I was in school, you couldn't even have a job. You could only make a certain amount of money because they
Yep.
felt like they were being favoritism to you.
Yeah.
It was like all these dumb things. Like
I mean, there was no way that I could have had a job while I was in
Yeah,
college,
yeah.
while I was
Yeah.
playing.
yeah, and then
There
that's
was no
hard
way.
too because it's like you're in school like everybody else.
There's no way.
And then you have your sport, and it's like that takes a lot of time, and then it's draining because you're actually being
Yeah.
physical. And then like to have a job too, I had a job going into
Bro.
well, like 1 year I had a job for like maybe a week.
Bro,
Oh, my ex
listen,
too.
I'm about to
He
blow
was
y'all
Going to
mind.
summertime, but we had summer workouts. I was like, I'm not finna do this shit.
What kind of job? Wait, what was it? What kind of job?
I'm
What
about
kind of
to blow
job?
y'all mind
That's
right
okay,
quick.
Why we was like carrying kegs and shit in the back, like
I said, dude,
me and
you
Big
can't be in
Burn
the
was
street.
carrying like lifting kegs like
You can't wave
I was
flags
like, man,
for
fuck
I'm about to blow y'all
kind of
mind
jobs
right
have you
quick.
had?
I'm about to blow y'all mind right quick. So I was a freshman in college and I ended up going to prison because of it.
Cause your job.
Nah, I was robbing and shit.
Oh.
Man. I was coming home like with the goons.
Oh, you trying to get how
You
you
already
trying to really get it.
It was on the next level.
No,
Damn, I spent all that
Listen,
time. I was in
listen.
college cutting hair.
No, listen.
Listen, I
when you
came
be in
home on
school-
vacation. I came home on vacation, Christmas vacation. Okay, I am like the poster child for the school to prison pipeline. You hear me? I ain't have no juvenile priors. I ain't have no nothing. I got my first set of gun charges. Some crackers sent me away for it as long as they could. At the
You know
time.
what? That's interesting because you had a certain mentality. Like you grew up here in Miami.
I grew up in the hood.
So you had a hood mentality, right?
Yeah.
So I had a hood mentality.
It was like when I'm in school, I'm in college, but when I come home,
I'm
I gotta
a
get it.
yeah.
You know
But
what
see,
I'm saying?
Let me ask you this though: you didn't have your mind didn't change. You like, you know what? I got to keep these going. I kept my friends away.
Separate.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah, hell yeah.
Like, I didn't
had
want
two
them showing
totally
up on
different
college.
lives,
But
though.
she's saying that she didn't bring them to the campus. She's talking
Hell
about when she sat
nah.
back.
But how did they end up? How did you end
Nah,
up?
I
pulling
came
lit?
home. I came
She said when
here.
she
I was
came
at
home.
school in Clark. I was
yeah.
at
You
Clark
went-
in Atlanta.
Oh, so you were doing good in school, but when you go back
Yeah.
home,
Yeah, I was doing great in school.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
remember
Great
back
in school. I was in the legal magnet program all 4
And we
years.
had a couple of guys like that, like on my football team that will find themselves getting in trouble when they
Yeah.
went back home and stuff like that.
I mean, you don't got the money to do nothing.
so then
You
it's
know what I'm
like they
saying?
started
I could
making them
barely
stay
live, dog.
and not let them leave anymore.
Yeah,
They'd
yeah.
make them just stay, like you had to stay all like both summer sessions.
See, that's crazy.
I had to stay both summer sessions.
I definitely tried to keep mine separate too. 'Cause I remember one time going out to a party. We had a party on campus, and I'll never forget 2 cars rolling up full of like these niggas from back around my way.
Yeah.
And they were like, yo, come on, we trying to get some of these. I'm like, nah. Y'all ain't taking me
real.
down with y'all.
For real, though.
And no, for real.
But I never mixed
them,
the two lives.
I was like,
you know
nah,
what I'm
y'all gonna
saying?
get in however y'all
Yeah.
get in. Because I never wanted to put those two, like, yo, and these was my boys.
Listen,
Like, these are niggas that
stayed in
jumped
the-
niggas for me
Yeah.
back in high school, like, for real, like, I already knew how they got there.
But then
So
over
I
there, you
stayed
was
in the
like-
dorm.
When they ca-
I stayed in
I
the
was like,
sports
nah.
dorm. I stayed in Ware Hall. At
I ain't
Clark
want no
in
parts of
Atlanta.
that.
Me and Katie,
Oh, you went to Clark?
yeah, me and Katie went to
you
the
did?
campus.
Yeah,
And we went to my exact dorm that I stayed in, and it's like closed down now.
Yeah,
At least
yeah.
that dorm is closed down. I stayed in Ware Hall with like all of the athletes or whatever, freshmen.
Wow, you got an you got the when you writing the book, man. You got an interesting.
You do need to write a book.
Listen, the book is in the music, man. It's a book.
How about that?
I get
And
it.
I'm pretty sure Katie got
Cheers
some
to
stuff
that.
up her sleeve. She always be throwing stuff on the calendar and telling me.
Katie's like, idea. Ding.
Listen,
Right.
Nah, she done already thought it. Believe me, she got it written, tucked away in that damn laptop.
I like your
Carry with her
response. The
everywhere.
book is in the music.
That could be like, you remember, not to bring him up because I know we muting R. Kelly ass, but remember he had the whole.
I don't want to talk about R.
Yeah, no,
Kelly.
but remember we had the whole.
I don't have nothing to say about
Trapped in
R.
a
Kelly.
The
closet.
trap, the whole series. That how you said it's in your music made me do a whole about your life. It'd be a whole series of.
We're already
videos.
talking about doing like a. What is it like a? We want to do an album, but we want to do it like
A
in the
story.
way of a documentary.
That's what I'm saying.
You know
Yo,
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To where it
that
has
would be
visuals to
fly.
it,
Dope.
you know?
Fuck.
I feel like
That
with your
would be
story, you
fly.
should probably have visuals.
You should.
Yeah,
you
for
have
sure.
to. You have to. College days, all of that
Yeah.
stuff you talking about. I think so. For
Because you know
sure.
other people can relate to it, and that's the thing with music is
Man, I got so many hood niggas that can
singing
relate to
it,
me.
but then actually feeling like seeing it and be like, damn, I've been through that. Because you never know who
Yeah.
else you could touch and be like, damn, I was through that too, or I was thinking this, I was about to go through it.
So many dimensions of it though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you got the I hate to say the word homosexual. I hate it because it's like, nigga, I'm just here.
Yeah.
You know
You're
what I'm saying?
artist.
It's not about me
True
just
artist, yeah.
being a whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't look at it like that. Like I look at myself as spirit. I'm just here in this vehicle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And whoever I decide to be with or spend my life with, like it's just spirit. Like chill.
Right.
Like, with the gender shit. Chill. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to go. Like, I'm not no gay pride. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. You know, if that's what y'all want to do.
Shot time. I'm sorry, Lyriq.
I don't feel like we got to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Cheers to you on that.
I'm just living my life.
That sound means that we shout you out for that.
Oh, she can't
She
even
ain't
hear.
here because we got the headphones. I heard
She don't have her
They just played.
headphones.
I think that means we
That means
agree.
take
It's
a
like,
toast,
like,
yeah.
yo,
Dig it.
you said something real that everybody's
Dig it.
agreeing with. And
Dig
yo,
it. I just want to live. So
Yeah.
like you got that aspect
Slurp,
of it,
slurp.
and then you got the aspect, the prison aspect, which is really, really big, especially now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm seeing Meek Mills
Meek, yeah.
and Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Like they're doing all of this stuff to Topeka Sam's and like
Even Yandy too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
I seen
You know what
Yandy
I'm
go
saying?
down there and talk
Yeah.
about how they were not being treated and it wasn't
she was
heated in the
maced and
jail
everything.
cells and she got maced and everything.
Like I'm very passionate about that. You know, I'm passionate about the youth, like kids. I was a teenager when I got in trouble. Like literally, I was a freshman in college when they sent me to prison. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Wow.
passionate about like that type of thing. Like I don't want to see that shit happen to no kids. Like
Right.
I know the type. Like I molested through most of my like that R. Kelly shit. I don't even like to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been through that. You know what I'm saying?
It's real.
With managers.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? In the music industry to the point to where I ain't even want to sing no more.
Right.
And that's how I ended up going off to Clark in the first place.
You brought up my next question. Then I was going to ask you: do you feel deflated sometimes being in the music industry as an artist because you know you put out a song or whatever, and it seems like the longevity of it is a week or two. You know what I mean? Because everybody's constantly putting out music and 1,000 different songs, and nothing ever lasts. And
I mean, you got to think about it though. Like
yeah,
for me, like they don't know it yet, but I'm the kind of artist that creates timeless music. You know what I'm saying? And then furthermore, I look at time different from the way people that have never done time looks at time. You know what I'm saying? Like I've done time. So like when you're inside a prison and your time isn't moving the way that the rest of the world's time is moving,
yeah,
like you don't really like, it's almost like, yeah, y'all rushing and y'all trying to do this and y'all trying to do that, but y'all ain't had to like do none of the waiting that I had to do. You know what I'm saying? You ain't had to like sit down and like,
You had patience. It made you
I
get
ain't
patience.
going home for 5 years. Go sit down somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it don't matter what's happening in the world. There's nothing you can do about it.
And you don't think
So I
about
have
you
a-
don't think about writing or you don't think about any of that.
I
while you-
write every day.
I'm gonna while locked up. I mean,
I wrote most of my project.
Yeah.
It was written in there.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't come out here and then just start. You know what I'm saying? Like
I remember when I met you, you had from the pen to my pen.
Yeah, I wrote from the pen to my pen.
Yeah.
And that's what Mind Your Damn Business was on. And I mean, like my main thing is just trying to find a way to get people to relate to all of the different facets of me because there's so many different, so many different parts of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's so much to me that like y'all gonna need time. You're gonna have to let me be around for a little while so y'all can get it all.
You ain't going nowhere.
I'm
Right?
You need to have a song called Patience because you had to develop patience too.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, you be praying for patience. Hey, it get to a point where you be like, I'm not praying for patience no more. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that because when you pray for patience, you'll make you go sit down somewhere in one way or another.
No, because years ago I saw a quote from Tupac. You know, he said when he got locked up, it was kind of like a brain freeze, or he didn't have any creative ability anymore. You know, he kind of
Totally
lost.
the opposite for me.
Yeah,
Totally the opposite for me because I wasn't like when you go in a place like that. Like everybody's like just doing whatever it is they're supposed to do. It's like worker bees or ants. You know what I'm saying? I was more like the queen bee that wasn't really supposed to be there. So it was almost like while I'm there, like I taught while I was there. I was an educator while I was in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't one of the ones that was just in there chilling and trying to get a girlfriend and getting in trouble and doing this and da da da. If you read most of the comments from people that was in there with me, they'll be like, "Oh, I remember I used to see you carrying books. Every time I seen you was carrying books. They used to call me pastor because like." Oh, that's my pastor. Because I used to always be telling the young kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, just chill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do your time like that. Yeah, it's going to be, don't do your time like that.
Yeah.
You don't want to do your time like that. And they used to feel like I was preaching to them. And I'm just like, okay, listen, I made a lot of mistakes, bro. And I'm in here with you.
and you were
So-
young. You were young at the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to them.
Yeah.
I mean, in numbers. You know what I'm saying? But I like to feel like, you know what I'm saying? I've been here before. Or at least, you know.
Man, you got a good spirit.
She do, right?
Good
She
in-
does,
like
but she
all
was
of
trying
our
to share
guests
like her
definitely
wisdom and stuff, with other people who might have been coming in after her, and trying to show them like how to do the time, you know.
So where we going now? Where do you go from here? I know you got a good team. You got the
My team is dope as shit. Man.
Where do you want to go? Like, what would be your ultimate in your mind? You're like, all right, I'm comfortable now.
I'm gonna be real with you. Like I've had visions, like wide awake. Like I've had like I remember being on the bunk in the jailhouse, and I had a vision of me just like a big crowd of people. I'm talking about like endless people, and I had my hands out like this, and it was a mic stand in front of me, and I don't remember what I was singing or what I was doing or nothing. I just had the vision. You know what I'm saying? Nothing else was going on. I wasn't asleep. I had another vision where I was on an interview, and all I remember doing was doing this, like wiping the tears from under my eyes, like under my glasses. I want to see those things happen.
And you
They
will, because I feel like
will.
you
Yeah,
put
they
that
will.
out there,
Yeah.
and I feel like they
Like-
will.
Yeah.
I am not a religious person. You know what I'm saying? I like to consider myself a spiritual person. You know?
And there's a difference between religious, because if
Hell
people do
yeah.
things religiously, they go to the club religiously,
I
they
don't
go
care about that.
to
Yeah.
work religiously. So it's a difference, and we learned that in Bible study
That shit
yesterday.
irks me. It irks me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it irks me because you can't be like that. God, the spirit, like if that shit flows, you know what I'm saying? It flows, and it don't have no. You want to change his mind. She want to change her mind. I don't think that God has agenda. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that we can box him up like that. You know what I'm saying? So like, just in the music, like in my conversation with people, like I'm always trying to stay fluid. You know what I'm saying? So that we can all get what we're supposed to get. Like when we're having a conversation, or when you're listening to my music, or if there's an interview, like all of us are gonna get what we're supposed to get out of
Yeah.
it. And you're gonna be thinking about this shit in a couple days, or something gonna happen, and you're gonna be like, damn, I remember we was talking about that with Lyriq. You know what I'm saying? Like
you-
just
you-
leave an impression.
Your music has a lot of soul and a lot of passion. Like, who did you listen to?
You ain't
growing
heard
up?
nothing yet, bruh.
Who were your influences?
Easy. Marvin Gaye. Erykah Badu.
I knew you was gonna say that, because I was waiting for that. If you weren't gonna say it, I was gonna say it.
Listen, Erykah Badu, she was
Yeah.
the first person that ever had me thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I didn't even know what the fuck she was talking about, but I was trying to I'm like, what
let's
what
figure
is
it
a
out, yeah.
unk?
There hasn't
dog?
been anyone like her since. Yeah.
No, nobody has moved me like she has. Like I mean, I went through a time where it was Lauryn Hill. You know what I'm saying? When I first found out that I could sing, and the movie Sister Act, y'all just got to talking about it.
Now,
That movie
Lauryn Hill
came
made
out.
me think, far as like lyrics.
Yeah, I mean, but she didn't do. She just made. At that time of my life, I was just finding out that I could sing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it was those songs.
I
from
always wondered
Sister
that
Act.
too, about people who can sing. Like, did you
when
know
you
you
find
could
out,
sing, or like people had to tell you you could sing?
My
or
grandma can sing real good. You know what I'm saying? My mama can't sing at all. My daddy can't sing at all. At all. And I used to think that my mama could sing. She used to be singing Mary. Mary J. Blige was another one. You know what I'm saying? Like the Mary J. Blige, the Lauryn Hill, because she rapped and she sung, and I rap and I sing. You know what I'm saying? Like just being able to go from one medium to another. Like Erykah Badu, man, she was it for me. She was the one that made me feel like, damn, it's all right to be conscious and to think about other stuff and to say deeper stuff that you're thinking that won't nobody else say. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I hear that.
It's a
shit.
song.
Yeah.
I hear it too. Look, I look back.
Yeah.
They're playing the song downstairs.
Yeah.
Take that one.
Yeah.
You know what? I think should we take a break right now? Like a 5-minute break?
Oh yeah, we can take a break.
Take a break and get some shots in and drinks. And this has been, we probably can sit here with you all night vibing, but we ain't gonna take
Now we're getting to know.
We're not gonna
Lyriq
suck up all
Tye.
your energy.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
man. We're gonna take a break and come back, and we're gonna get right
Yeah, I
into
love
like
that
some
energy.
other stuff. All right.
Cool.
Peace. We learned a whole lot about you, and we learned about where you've been, and we learned about where you want to go. And we talked about prison reform, and we talked about your music and all of that other good stuff. Like, what do you do to relax? Like, this is Miami. This is people come here, they spend all that money all year long to come here on vacation. What do you do to just on your downtime to just chill?
I read books. I read books. I meditate.
Yeah.
I get it, because I read it too. And that's why and now it makes sense. She's a leader, because I say you always want to keep learning different things
Yeah.
to like know what's going on and just kind of like
And plus, I be trying to stay.
Leos read too.
I be trying to stay grounded out here because I noticed that.
I'm
like,
just saying.
even when I was inside, I noticed that like people that are out here, like because of the fact that you now have like social media,
Yeah.
you now have like the reality TV shows, like we're getting away from the real. You know what I'm saying? Like it's some real shit that's happening out there, and we put on a front for a living now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in order for me to stay grounded and to make sure that I'm being authentic in my craft, because my music, that's all I got. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I got a daytime job. I work in real estate. You know, I do little side gigs.
But one thing about your music is you.
It's
You're not
authentic,
trying to be
yeah.
like anybody else. Your music is you.
But I gotta stay in touch with me.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So how do you
in order
do that?
to do that,
Yeah.
like I read. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Because reading makes shit real. You know what I'm saying? It takes
Gotcha.
you away from the stuff that people are saying is real.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, when you see somebody on social media, it ain't what it look like.
Right.
It ain't
You know what I'm
at
saying?
all.
When you meet them in person, you like, nigga,
It's like,
how you got 18,000 followers?
and I be like, you
that
boring as fuck. I be looking at people like, why they
that's
follow
crazy.
you? Because you take good angles of pictures. Because your
yeah.
personality sucks. You're
know-
like whack as fuck to me. I don't even like you.
You got
and you don't probably even like yourself.
in real
like that.
life, you got the personality of a houseplant, right?
Yeah.
Right, houseplants.
But
you a
like
housewife.
people are looking at you and you're beautiful like a houseplant or like a plant. You know what I'm saying? But like in real life, that shit is really
Yeah.
like just sitting there.
Yeah.
That's crazy
all.
you said that. I mean, me and Mac just had this conversation in the car last night, and
I'm
we
not
were talking
interested.
about it, about, you know, reality versus, you know, well, just being authentic in general. And I was just telling him I'm so grateful for this podcast because, you know, coming from reality TV several years ago, I feel like I was never able to be my authentic self because at that time I was married, and I'm coming into a show that's talking about, oh, we want to, you know, bring the wives back in, like real wives, you know.
Yeah.
And his team saying at the time, like, I don't even want y'all even on this. Like, this show has bad rep, and I was just being just not me, you know. Times when I
Yeah.
want to say certain things,
Yeah.
I'm like, these motherfuckers don't know. But
Yeah,
I was just never able to be myself. I had a lot of anxiety off camera going into scenes because I knew I could never really be my authentic self.
Because
So
you were
I'm
representing him.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
representing him before
Yeah.
me. And now look where that motherfucker here anyway. So like, I'm so grateful for this podcast because that's one thing I promised myself was 100% transparency, like through anything. And I mean, I've given y'all that,
That
and I
shit
think
is
that's
rare.
great. I
That's
think
rare.
it's real dope.
It's rare.
It is.
It is
And so when you
so
see a
rare,
lot of this
bro.
on, you know, even the ones that's pretending to be raw or pretend, that's not even them sometimes. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Yeah.
you're really not even getting the real. You
Pretending
think
to
you
care,
are getting,
pretending
they're
to do
being
all these
real.
different things.
You
It's
think
like-
sometimes that's just not even
They
real.
just going with the
so
flow.
yeah, they doing it with the
I watch
exactly.
some people in the industry now. Like in real life, you'll talk to them and you'll have conversations with them, and you like, you know, you don't want to be rude, but you like, fuck, bro, like,
You really messed up.
is that
Yeah.
all that there is to you? Like, you dead ass.
Let me tell
real,
you,
like you just
there's
for real.
there's certain, me and Meeka talked about this in the car, but I'm not going to say his name because he's my friend. But you have certain people that
Look.
are in NFL and they're looked at like a great player. There's people that don't like him because they know that he is going to do what's good for the corporate company. He's going to
Yeah.
say
For
what he
his
feels like
image.
corporate likes,
Oh, really?
but he's not going to say what he really feels. And so to me, he kind of knows. I always speak my opinion. He knows that I don't really care for that. But it's like, to me, that goes back to you're worried about the bag more than
Yeah.
integrity. Like, I have more respect for you if you be honest and just say like,
yeah.
listen,
Well, don't say shit.
don't say nothing else.
That's exactly what
That's
I'm
another
saying.
option. Is just don't say
What
nothing.
I said,
right.
I said,
Sometimes just
I said, you know what?
You
It's
did say
okay
that.
to not have an opinion.
Right,
And not
just
say
be like,
shit.
hey, let it go.
Get all the information and just be the fuck quiet. Don't say nothing.
But don't
until
get
you
up
actually
there and be
can
a puppet.
authentic or genuine in your how you feel in your response.
Right.
Because sometimes it's just whack. But I'm glad you said that.
Right,
Fuck that
because she
shit.
did
Some
mention
people
that.
I've noticed have never really experienced who they are.
Some people don't know who they are
You know what
yet.
I'm saying? You haven't experienced who you are when you're your real self around people. You know what I'm saying? Because being your real self is easy when you're not around people.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you're around people, you say that you have.
Yes, we got a drink.
Shout
I
out to
heard
that.
So that's
Clang, clang.
vital right there.
Like to not experience who you are as yourself around other people.
Right.
That's a whole nother ballgame.
And that goes back to those people feeling like they have to be a certain way around certain people instead of being themselves. They feel like being themselves isn't good enough. So now I have to act this way when I get around these different people. And that's on them because it's like, I'm the same person. Let me tell you something. I don't care who I hang with. You can get the same Brian McKinney, B-Mac, regardless. It's either you like me or you don't. And I'm not here for everybody to like me. And I don't care if you do or you don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what it's about. Like, you want to get the same person. I'm gonna be the same person all the time. I'm not trying to fit in because I'm the person that you probably want to fit in with.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm never gonna sit here and be like, oh, I'm going over here, so let me act like this. I'm just gonna be the same person.
So I got this song called I Love Me, right?
We need to hear it.
And just even hearing you say that, like, I like me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when I get around other people, it's almost like I don't care, like, if you're uncomfortable with who I am. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be real with you.
9 times out of 10, they're uncomfortable with themselves.
They're uncomfortable around me.
Because they're uncomfortable with themselves.
Famous people.
Why?
I've noticed that famous people, and I'm not trying, like, I'm not boasting or no shit like that. That's whack to me. You know what I'm saying? But some famous people are like
Maybe they
uncomfortable
Yeah.
and attack. I'm not intimidating. They're intimidated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I'm in certain situations, and I'm like, damn, like, for real?
I like to make people feel intimidated. Like, that's
Like,
on
you're
you.
the famous one, and you dead ass, like, you tripping right now.
They look at you like, you know, if they listen to your music or been in the studio with you, probably do it with ease, right? Like
And I don't shrink for no fucking
absolutely.
body.
And so if somebody sees that and they know that whenever they get ready to produce content or whatever, it's probably a struggle.
And I'm around good people, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm around quality individuals. Like, even if they're famous, like, they're quality individuals.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that there's a need for that. But, like, when you're around transparency, right? And you know that you're not transparent all the time, 9 times out of 10, all of your insecurities are gonna
Absolutely, that's what I'm gonna say. Everybody
those
has
shits are gonna
certain
blossom right
insecurities.
before me, and I'm just like, fuck.
Well, I'm glad.
I'm looking at you
somebody-
like, damn.
I'm
Why
glad
you
to
do
hear
that?
somebody
But then they probably
say
feel like
that
you can see
don't-
right through them,
don't
too.
diminish your shine for nobody. I'm glad to hear
I'm
that
not
because
shrinking.
No.
I tell my daughters, I have 2 daughters, and I have my niece.
This
I call her my
little
first
light of
daughter.
mine,
She's 24.
I'm gonna let it
And I've
shine.
been telling her and my daughters this from day one. Like, you know, I have a niece that's always been super tall. Both her parents are like 6 feet. Like, and I'm like, don't punch down. Like, don't diminish
Stand up.
yourself
I know.
for nobody. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm
Don't
short,
ever-
right? I'm only 5'4", but
You
when
the
I walk in
tallest
the
one in the
room,
room.
when I walk in the room, I may not always be the tallest one in the room, but
I'm
for the
5'3" and
most part,
3/4.
nigga, I'm just as tall as the rest of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, on the inside, I'm
Exactly.
fucking giant.
No, but that's what
You know
I
what
say,
I'm
yo. That's I think that's why
I walk in the
Leos
room,
and
I be
Libras get
chilling.
along. Yeah, I think that's why
I don't
we
give a
get
damn
along,
who there.
for sure.
Oprah mama could be in there.
Exactly.
Be like, shit,
It's like,
we
you
supposed to
gonna
be
see
in there
this?
together.
You gonna see this light?
Right.
Hey,
we in
put on
here
your
together.
sunglasses if you need
People
to.
pick up on
Like, You
energy.
gonna see that?
Anytime I'm in a room with big people, we
People
supposed
pick up
to
on
be here
energy.
together.
Exactly.
For a reason.
For a
We in this
reason.
room together for a reason. Together.
You gonna learn from me or I'm gonna learn from you?
Straight up. One way or the other. And I can take it. I'm a learner.
I'm a learner
and I'm
too.
a teacher too.
But sometimes you feel like you're supposed to be the person that's supposed to be learning from somebody, but they might learn something from you. So you never know
Yeah.
why you was placed in that room.
And I don't even be tripping. I can learn from you. I can learn from you.
So
That ass.
let me ask you this: who's the most influential person in your life ever?
Me.
Why?
Because I love God and that keeps me focused.
I was gonna say God, but then she willed it in.
Okay.
No, because I love God, like, and I really believe that, like, I'm one with God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when I say me, I mean, like, the person that I'm
'Cause he lives
becoming,
within you.
the person that, like, I'm evolving into. You know what I'm saying? Like, every day I'm learning something new. You know what I'm saying? And that influences me. Like, outside stuff, that shit is on the outside of me. You know what I'm saying? The kingdom of heaven is within me. Like, everything that I need is in me.
Right.
And the moment that I latched onto that idea, I don't depend on outside stuff to validate me anymore. You know what I'm
And that's the
saying?
thing is a lot of people look for validation and things because they have insecurities. So they feel like, oh, if I'm with all these people, that'll make me feel. It's like be secure within yourself. Like you know what I'm saying. And then it's okay to be around other strong people, you know. And I try to
Hell
surround
yeah,
myself
you wanna
with
be around
other strong people who I can learn from.
Yeah.
They can learn from me, like vice versa. But if it's like, don't
How did-
always.
when you played, the insecurity set in, like as far as your performance, and you played a long time in the league, and so
Excuse me, my performance. I went out there and I was always like, the better the person was, the better I played.
Yeah.
That was probably something that I shouldn't have done. Like I should played everybody that same way, but the better the person was, the better I played. It was somebody who I didn't really know, and I think they was that good. I might not have it might have been okay, and then they might have did something to wake me up. But being just consistent and playing at a high level, no matter who it was, or something I probably should have always done. And I've done it because some days I'm in a competitive mood. Yeah. But just I know at times I could get lax because you didn't dominate all of these good people, and then sometimes it's like somebody's like, "Who is this?" And like, you don't know, and it's like, "Oh, that's how it was." So, and you be like, "Oh my God!" So it wakes you up. Like, and I've had to get waking up here and there, but that's just me having to get myself together. And I realized that over time, like, you can't take anybody for granted because they're trying to make a name for themselves, just like you made one for you. So, that's something I always had to do.
And you definitely made one for yourself, dude. Like, I don't even know
Took
football,
time.
and I knew.
And I'm an offensive lineman too, and I always be like, shit. I said they're gonna know who I am because I ain't want to play this position.
I don't
wanna
even
be
know
defensive
football,
line.
and I knew it. You feel me?
Yeah, because
And I
the
said-
offensive linemen don't really get a lot of shine, right?
Unless you jump off sides, you're
Yeah,
holding
yeah.
somebody, like stuff like that. They be
I
like,
mean, linemen,
zoom
period.
in.
Like, most people know the quarterback. You know the running
Quarterback.
back.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know the quarterback. You know the
Receivers,
You know
like,
the tight
people who
end
score and stuff.
before you know the damn
The
line.
lineman. So
Linemen put
And I don't even know football, and I know this stuff. Like, I could follow it if I tried. You know what I'm saying? But I just, it's a lot.
it's a lot more people too. It's like 53 people on a football team compared to like
I
basketball.
love the fans of football. I feel like
yeah.
they're real fans versus basketball fans. They just go to like dress up.
Well, as we wrap up, man, any last words? I'm gonna let y'all finish it because I had enough. I mean, I'm following you on Instagram. What
following
are
too.
your social media
I'm
handles
following you
so we
too.
all
Dig it.
can follow you?
My name is Lyriq Tye. I'm big on love, man. Like, I think that God is love. I think that spirit is love. You know what I'm saying? I think that shit can heal the world, like, for real. So, my name is Lyriq Tye. Like, love me. Don't hate me. You know what I'm saying? Get over yourself.
Lyric with a Q.
You know what I'm saying?
Lyriq with a Q.
LOVELYRIQTYE.
Follow her.
I have a new project coming out called Hood Sermon.
Can't wait
And
to hear
that
that.
came from the people calling me pastor in prison. You know what I'm saying? Just
Wow.
the way that I
So
speak.
still a piece of them are on your project. That's good.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Man, anything else you want us to know?
She a Libra.
I am a Libra and high.
Well,
She's a Libra that loves Leos.
I think we spent like 15 minutes on that one, right?
Y'all man.
So you guys
I
got
hate Pisces.
We learned that you guys are got an instant connection
right?
Yup.
through the zodiac
I mean, I
sign.
actually got an instant connection with all of y'all because my partner is a Pisces.
Yes.
They aight.
And I'm the first Gary,
My
Indiana
closest-
native you
my
ever met,
closest-
right?
That too. My
Yeah,
closest
yeah.
friends have been Leo.
That's right.
Okay.
We loyal.
And we Libras for life.
Y'all got a sign?
You a Libra
Wait
too?
a minute. I didn't know
Oh, he a
y'all-
Libra too.
I didn't know y'all had a sign.
Libras for life.
That's so corny. That's so.
No, it's not. You just mad you can't do an S.
Where's the Pisces? Where's the P
Whatever,
at,
P.
man?
What's that? What was that?
I don't know.
Gang shit.
It's a
I don't know
P.
what he's doing.
It's a fish
Wait,
sign.
some Gary Indiana
It's
gang
a-
shit.
It's a fish.
That's what that is.
Anyway.
Nah, but it's all love.
I can't even.
You know we love you, John.
Yeah, you can't even do that. Don't do that.
It's
Like,
a
don't do
fish,
that.
man.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't throw up the L. I'm jealous, man. Anyway.
Just stay with the
Say
peace
that. Say that.
Yeah.
Just say that.
I'm jealous because I don't have
Say
a
that.
sign.
And guess
I'm
what?
jealous because we have
Guess
to.
what? We'll help you figure out.
I'm
a sign
jealous
for
'cause
yourself.
Pisces-
Don't be jealous.
Right,
We'll
ask
help
jealous
us.
'cause
We read books. We'll help.
Pisces is the
Well,
best
no.
zodiac sign, but we don't have a L. We don't
I don't know
You're
about
not
the
the
best, but
You're not the best.
y'all aight.
Listen, we all the best.
Y'all send me
And we will
aight,
help
but
you.
whatever.
There's no need.
All y'all fun friends is Libras. Just know
And
that.
Leos.
Be real.
We party starters.
Yeah, y'all fun.
Say it again for the people in the back.
and attention seekers.
Y'all fun too.
Y'all want all the attention, and I just be like, go ahead.
They do. I promise you. We not hating it.
Nah, it ain't hate.
Anybody who know a Leo,
All right.
That's love, girl. That's
I have
love.
one
they want all the
request.
attention.
That's love, Meeka.
I have one request as we wrap this up. The last word from the pastor.
Yes. From the pen to the pen. We need to hear this.
Use your words. Always use your words.
That's what I tell my 1-year-old.
I tell my kids that too. I just told my daughter that
Now
today.
you making me feel like I'm a kid. I do need to
Don't
use my
be
words.
crying and all emotional and shit
There we
and
go.
doing stuff to people. Use your
Closed
words.
mouths don't
Express
get
yourself.
fed.